many mothers stand up all night praying that may Allah curse that individual who introduced my son to drugs. You know, we have enough sins on our plate. We have enough sins in ourselves to start carrying other people's sins. And you know, some of us, the wrong things we've done inside our lives, we should be weeping. We should be weeping that I introduced this person to drugs, to crime, to fornication, to adultery, to music, to haram, to this, to that. It's a list that's endless. It's a list that's endless. I have enough sins in my life, and all these people, I led them towards sins who are still sinning today. That maybe I'm still got a share of that inside my life. That's why there's no barakah inside my life still. That maybe I may have repented, but it's still, that burden is still there. That hundreds of people are still indoctrinated with the haram that I introduced them to. And that's why as Muslims we should be vigilant. We said it many times. We don't have an issue linguistically if a person does haram. We don't have an issue with that. If you do haram inside your life, it's your personal life. But when you become a person who encourages people, calls people towards that, then you should be very, very worried about your life. You should be very worried about your life. You speak over, if a person takes drugs, drinks alcohol, whatever they do inside their life, they do it, it's their personal sin. But if you begin to become a person who traffics these substances, sells these substances, and then you make tawbah and you walk away, all those haram people still involved inside it, you still possibly share a sin of that inside your life. It's not something trivial. It's something burdensome upon those individuals. And we shouldn't shy away from the fact some of the biggest drug dealers in our community today are Muslims. It's a fact inside our society. We should be ashamed about it. They should be ashamed about it. They should lower their heads when they walk past. They should feel ashamed about themselves. Not that we should glorify it, that every other young individual wants to be one of these individuals, wants to get rich by this, using these drugs and this crime, and indoctrinating not just your own Muslim, but the whole of society. We should be ashamed about ourselves and make them feel ashamed. Not think there's something good and turn a blind eye. Even when they approach us as imams, we should make them feel like dirt on the floor. Make them feel like scum on the floor. This is what you instilled inside our society. And I've said it many, many times. Many mothers stand up all night praying that may Allah curse that individual who introduced my son to drugs. All night they pray. You could be praying all night for forgiveness, but that dua, that mother is repelling your dua. That should make you think in your life and think, all these Muslims think of dealing in haram, engaging in haram, serving haram. This is destroying our society and destroying all of us. And we have enough sins we have inside our lives we mentioned. All of us, just remember this. Every single one of us. وَكُلُّمْ آتِي يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ فَرْدًا. Each one of us stand on our own. Inside our grave, outside our grave, and on the day of judgment. Each one of us stand there on our own. That's what we need to remember inside our lives. That when I hit 6 foot deep down inside that grave, what have I done in my life? What did I do in my life to show my belief towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Then when I'm brought out of the grave, what did I do? And then when I'm standing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where am I? Where are all these sayyat, all these evil deeds coming upon me? Where did they come from? Because of my negligence in my belief, in my conviction and obedience towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.